stuff to the screen here and get rid of a few things. I'm experimenting with a few things. Let me get rid of this overlay. Here I am experimenting with a few things this week. You know, every Friday I put out a brand new episode. Her business, her voice, her conversation, and yes, I'm going to upload this so that it can be found on all of the major platforms. You know, Apple, Spotify, all of that. But I've had some very interesting conversations, and I really want to get your take. And you know, it's time for me to check out a few other ways of doing things, and I am not opposed to that at all. So I thought you have access to Livestream, and this week on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation, we are talking about reinvention. Every week I take on a brand new topic, and this week, the final week of the month, every Friday, we're talking about reinvention, and I wanted to start with myself. Every time I talk about reinvention, I come from a place of what I've done, what I've seen, where I'm going, because reinvention is an ongoing conversation. It's an ongoing journey. It's an ongoing adventure, experience, all of those good things. So, what I've decided to do is give you my definition of reinvention. And this, where's the book at? Didn't clean off my desk today. My definition of reinvention actually is found in this book. Your amazing, let me make sure, your amazing itty bitty book of words. And this was published some time ago. As you see, it went to number one international bestseller. And some of us were given an opportunity to give a definition. We only had 15 words and define our favorite word. And of course, it was at that time, and it still is, reinvention. So that's what I want to share with you today. My 15-word definition of reinvention is a bold, committed, intentional movement. Bold, committed, intentional movement towards an expected end, making a dynamic change in thought and deed. That's my standing and original. I came up with that myself. Well, I'm Christian. The Lord gave that to me. But that's what my working definition of reinvention is. So today, rather than have a guest on and I go on and on and on about reinvention, I want to draw your attention to an interview. September Smith did an excellent interview with myself. Yeah, I was on the other side of the mic, and it was quite an experience. It was such an experience until I thought, I can't top that. Bringing you a episode about reinvention, and we're looking at fear or even my story. What I want to do is draw your attention, and the call to action is to look in the show notes here and be sure to listen to the conversation, the interview with September interviewing me, very low key, candid, and there were some very revealing moments there. I was able to open up about some things that I hadn't even thought about before. And that's what reinvention does for you. Reinvention opens you up to other parts of yourself. You know, you get started on one thing and then oops, here's another layer, or you've laid the foundation for a certain thought, a certain process. And as you are just thinking and talking, you're in this safe space, and you expect that the world is going to listen. As this revelation comes to you, as it did to me during this interview, then you're able to go ahead and share in quite a dynamic way that I am certain is going to be a game changer for other women, boomer women, in the process of reinventing themselves. It is not for the faint of heart to open yourself up to changing your mindset, coming from corporate and owning your voice, doing the things that make you happy, and then you also want to be able to impart goodness and information, and you want to be able to be valuable to your audience. You want to be true to this business that you have nurtured and you've launched and you have invested in. So how do you mix those things together, coming from with your story, coming from who you are with your authenticity? Ladies and gentlemen, it is possible. So before I let you go, and please do, read the blog, go through the transcript, but I want you to take a listen, whichever way is right for you right now and even in the future. I want you to take a listen to September Smith's interview with myself. She's interviewing me, and it's quite a powerful conversation. It really is. Go into it with an open heart and open mind, and be ready for change. Own your voice and move on and do those things that you're supposed to do. That's what reinvention is all about. We take risks. We walk where we never thought we'd walk before. We say things that we never thought we'd say before. We discover things that are so relevant and so true. But in the grand scheme of things, they are universal truths. They're never just one thing for you, it's something else for someone else to take on, consider, for them to eat, drink, and sleep so that they can be enabled to make that next move. Because when you reinvent yourself, there's always that next move, all right? So I guess you say, you know what, she's always talking about shop. Yeah, I am. I'm always talking about reinvention. I'm always talking about podcasting. So one final note. Go over to my website, margolevette.com. Be sure to subscribe for my newsletter. I promise, I'm hiring a virtual assistant to make sure that I get this newsletter out each and every month. And the 30th of January, well, this coming Sunday, if you are available, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I am hosting a brunch. And it's virtual, of course. But I invited a few guests to come on. We're going to do some shop talk. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to take a look at science fiction and where are the black folks concerning science fiction. So it's National Croissant Month. So we're probably going to break all rules and chew on a croissant. And I'm going to have probably a glass of wine or maybe a cup of my favorite coffee, whatever. We're breaking rules at our brunch, okay? And I'm going to do that on a monthly basis. I'm launching that on Sunday. So if you have time, meet me over here on LinkedIn. If you're listening on LinkedIn, same place over on YouTube, over on Facebook, on my profile pages. I believe in breaking the rules. As I said, you reinvent yourself. Some rules you keep, most rules you break because you're finding your own voice and you're just doing you. All right. Enough said. Enough said. Reinvent yourself. Listen to back episodes because this month I have started the Great Resignation and I'm having conversations with women and yes, some men. Guys, if you have reinvented yourself, I want to hear from you also. Be sure to email me. But I'm bringing you monthly conversations with women and a few enlightened men, as Deborah Thorne says, who have decided that they are going to reinvent themselves. They become reinvented ones. I want to hear their story. We hear what the media has to say, but it's very powerful when you hear a word from that person that's been there, done that, doing it. Enough from me. 9 minutes and 19 seconds of Margot Levette. Her business, her voice, her conversation. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode. If you are available on the 30th, this coming Sunday, come on over and have brunch with Margot and a few friends. That's it. I'm out of here. Let me see whether or not, do I have some parting music? Oh, you know what? StreamYard, yeah. Because I want to just go ahead and have some fun. Let me see whether or not I can get this tune going here as I head on out. Yeah, I hope you can hear that. It's a brand new feature. If you are a stream yarder, this is brand new. We have music that we are able to add to our broadcast. So the call to action is see you on Sunday if you have time, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I'm bringing on the information diva, Deborah Thorne, and sci-fi sister, oh my goodness, Sabrina Wood. So share it out. Come ready to listen. And of course, there's always room for hashtag replay. And if you catch this episode and you go over and listen to my interview, listen to me being interviewed by September Smith, let me know that you're doing that, okay? It's important. It is just important. I want to hear from you. This year, it's all about you and me giving you the information, the tools that you need so that you can successfully reinvent yourself. You can successfully reinvent, become an entrepreneur, become a podcaster. That's what it's all about. Looking to start your own podcast? I'm starting up a class the end of March. Hit your sister up, okay? I graduate podcasters. That's enough information. Deuces, I'm out of here. And enjoy the music. I'm curious to make sure that it's coming through. I love this. I love what's going on over here. All right. So I'll see you on the next week, another episode. Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation, audio. And I don't know that we're going to do this live stream thing every Friday. I don't know. I thought I'd check it out. Let me know what you think, okay? See you later. Bye-bye now.